And 3, 2, and everybody, welcome back to the show. It's awesome to be here on a Monday afternoon. It's about 2:10, and I'm really hungover, actually, lads. I've been out in the piss all weekend. Oh, I never learn. God. Hey, what was that Formula 1 race like yesterday, huh? Holy shit. In fact, lads, I'm now going to open up my Google here, and we're going to go through a couple of the headlines here, because some interesting shit from yesterday. Russell, What do we make of George fucking Russell? He's doing all right. Maybe I actually did underestimate this guy. I was always thinking he's more of a qualifier than a racer. Not sure. I am leaning towards, though, that I am wrong about him. He's a good pilot, no doubt about it. He's a good pilot. He got a good start yesterday too to get into the lead, and it was actually refreshing, wasn't it, to see him overtake Verstappen. It's a shame. I was a big Verstappen fan for years, but what he did to Perez last year, I'll never forget him. I'll never forget it. I won't forgive him either, because that's just asshole. But hey, he took the win again. Jesus. Yeah, guys. Like, interesting to see that Russell, back to him. Russell has actually has out-qualified Hamilton every race this year already. 3 out of 3. That's pretty good, right? I mean, I was saying that I think they're going to put their attentions into Russell more than Hamilton. I still believe it. I just didn't think it'd be this much this soon. But make no mistake about it, guys. I mean, you know, I go on about Hamilton in a bad way sometimes, but I'm a very fair guy. Hamilton is not fucking slow, okay? He's not getting the equipment from Mercedes. I think they actually want him out. I mean, I think the guy's on like fucking 70 million a year. 70 million a year, if that is correct. That's insanity, that money. Insanity. Jesus, he doesn't deserve... I'd give him 5 million, just the fact that he's been around for so long. But apart from that, go away, Hamilton. They're paying 65 million too much for that fucker, let me tell you. Jesus. 70 million. What could you do with 70 million? Imagine it. What would you do with it? Oh, fuck me. Unbelievable. Well, we're supposed to get all of a private jet. Wouldn't that be nice? Huh. Did you ever see actually Hamilton's private jet? It's red. You've just pimped it out. Typical fucking Hamilton. Pimping the shit out. It looks so cheap and tacky. Oh, God alive. Anyway. So Norris. Okay, Norris is quite encouraged, he's saying. I'm just reading the headlines here on the Formula 1 website at Formula1.com, guys. So Norris is saying the hard work is paying off. He's encouraged by McLaren's best weekend so far after breaking the duck in Australia. So let's see what else he has to say. Well, at least he's not fucking bitching and moaning like he always does. He is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the biggest moaning bitches in the whole grid. It's pathetic what he goes on with. It really is. No, Lando! Fucking hell, man! Fuck! Oh, he drives me nuts. Jesus. I'm having a fucking moment here, aren't I, this morning? My God, he's got to fucking cheer up here. Okay, let's have a look. So he was saying that Norris said, for sure, our best weekend so far. All my comments on my feelings after qualifying, I didn't have my hopes too high, but since lap 1, the pace compared to some of the cars around us like AlphaTauri and the Haas was a bit closer. Yeah, I tell you guys, it's bad times when McLaren are comparing themselves to Haas and AlphaTauri. I mean, this is McLaren. You know, this is where Senna and Prost, Hakkinen, the greats of the sport, were. Fuck. It's such a shame to see McLaren down at the bottom. I wonder will they ever get it back. I mean, with Ron Dennis gone, you know, they just don't have it anymore. Zach Brown, what's his name again? Zach Brown, the American dude. I don't know about that guy, to be honest. Well, he's clearly not doing a good job as Ron Dennis. That's no doubt about it. And I think if Ron Dennis was still around, I think they'd definitely be winning. They'd be up there anyway. No doubt about it. Ron Dennis was just that fucking good. You know, he really was. He really was. He was a bit of a Frank Williams. I have to say, he was a bit of a... Yeah. In fact, would I put Frank Williams ahead? Oh, God. Who would you put ahead? Ron Dennis or Frank Williams? Shit. Oh, man. That is so tough to call. I'm going to come back to you on that one, guys. Okay, let's have a look what else anybody else is saying. So that's Sulky Moaner Bitch Norris. Perez happy to limit the damage after going from pit lane start to P5. Yeah, he had a bit of a fucking a bit of a nightmare, didn't he? Shit. Okay, so he was saying he wanted to limit the damage. And okay, so I mean he didn't do too bad. Look, it's still a long season to go, guys. It's 3 down, 20 races to go. You know, you certainly wouldn't be getting too fucking down and out now about his 5th position. He still scored some points. That's most important. Just keep fucking scoring the points, man. That's what it's about. Okay, so what did he say? He said, "Yeah, I think it's as much as we could do. I mean, when you're sat in those positions, I had a really good start at the restart. The first standing start I did, I had that really good one. I jumped like 3-4 places, but then it was a massive mess. I had to back out of it, otherwise I wouldn't finish. When we looked where we started and how difficult it was to pass the DRS, man, okay. Yeah, so again, like, guys, it's, I mean, like, I presume, guys, did you see where Hamilton and Verstappen were Hamilton was in first, Verstappen in second. I mean, it's a shame to DRS. It can be a brilliant thing and it can be a terrible thing. I mean, we did see the way Verstappen just walked past. Strolled past Hamilton with the DRS. But look, you know, it's happened the other way around as well. So the pro and con. If I was the boss of Formula 1, don't know if I'd have DRS, I'll be honest. Hard to know. I mean, it can give some good racing. Yeah. Or maybe I'd leave it in, would I? Fuck, I don't know. That's a tough one to call now. Okay, back to Ron Dennis and Frank Williams. I need to figure that one out. Frank Williams or Ron Dennis. Both English guys, both very, very mentally tough. Jesus, would I give it to Frank Williams? And I mean just, guys, just by a fucking hair, I'd go Frank Williams better than Ron Dennis. Wow, I didn't... Jesus, yeah, I didn't even think that, man. Hey, Alonso, right? What do we make of Alonso? Fuck me. He did alright. You know, okay, 4th qualifying, but, you know, he top 3 again, podium. If he just keeps fucking scoring podiums... I think, you know, he's going to be in a good position. Now, here's the thing about, like, back to Russell and Hamilton, Mercedes. Guys, if you remember now, let's not be getting too carried away with Mercedes right now, okay? They had a great weekend yesterday. However, they had a great Brazilian race last year as well at Sao Paulo, Interlagos, right? Russell won the race. And then, you know, they go to the other races and they were nowhere. So don't be getting too excited, too carried away with Mercedes yet, guys. I'm telling you now. Be very careful. I think Alonso will still have the edge over Mercedes. I definitely still think it's Verstappen. Alonso. Who would I put in 3rd? Would I put Russell ahead of Perez? Well, I suppose, look, Perez has had some bad luck. But... Jesus, would I put Russell ahead of him? I'm just wondering now. Maybe I would. I'd put Russell ahead of him for now, as in like the top 3 guys in the grid this year so far. Doesn't mean I actually rate them as drivers. I'm just meaning that these are the top guys that could be winning races. I think Verstappen's gonna. Jesus, unfortunately, he's gonna cream it. I think Alonso. Like, we're 3 in. 20 races to go. I think, like, Alonso... It wouldn't be surprised if Alonso wins 2 races this year. I think that's all they've got in the tank, man. I think they do. You know, I think that's all they'd have now. 2 races. I could see them performing well at Monaco for some reason. I really got my eye on Monaco now, I have to say. And I think it's just the balance of their car is going to suit the Monaco Grand Prix. It's bumpy. The car looks very smooth over bumps. The balance of the car is incredibly good. In fact, I think they personally have a better balance, overall balance, than the Red Bull. Now, that's saying something because I think Adrian Newey's a goddamn fucking genius, and he's the aerodynamic guy on the car for Red Bull. Wow. I'm coming out with a lot of shit today, aren't I? Like, you know, not bullshit, but I'm saying, well, I'm just coming out with stuff today, man. Fuck me. I think Alonso, 2 races. Who else is there? I think, well, definitely Verstappen probably winning 80% of the races, I'd say. Probably. Russell will probably get in 1, maybe 2. Hamilton, I can't see it happening. Maybe, though. You never know. Perez, yes. I think Perez will probably win about 2, maybe, as well. I'd say, yeah. Interesting. But I think it was a dramatic race yesterday, wasn't it? You know, 3 restarts. I mean, fuck me. Was it 2 or 3? It was 3, wasn't it? Yeah, jeez, maybe I should actually do some fucking homework before I go on here. Good lord. No, hang on. Let's have a look. It was 3, right? Yeah, it was 3. Yeah. So, guys, I think, I think, like, Baku is next at the end of the month. Baku probably will favor Verstappen. Perez, I think they're going to make sure Perez is up there. They're going to give him a good weekend coming out next time. Yeah, I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to have to go with fucking Verstappen for the next one. Or Perez, yeah. And hey, what does everybody think of Oscar Piastri, by the way? I like this guy. I think this guy's got his mental toughness is right up there, man. It's right fucking up there. Talent-wise, I don't know, but I think his mental toughness is really fucking good. Like, that'll get him through a lot of bullshit. You know, and he doesn't seem to be, maybe I'm wrong on this, he doesn't seem to be a bitch, like a moaning, complaining little chump, like a lot of them are. Hulkenberg, he's doing alright, isn't he? I kind of like Hulkenberg. Like, he just seems like a nice guy. Do you know? Now, you want a fucking killer if you're a team owner. You want a fucking shark killer in your team. But I do think he actually has a bit of a killer instinct in him. But at the same time, he's just a nice guy. And come here, would Carlos Sainz just shut the fuck up, you little bitch? Like, now, I will give Sainz one thing yesterday. When he bumped into Alonso, he didn't do anything wrong. Now, by the way, guys, like I said, I'm fair. I don't like Sainz. I don't like him at all. I think he's very average. He's a good wet driver, but dry, very average. That was such a harsh penalty to Sainz yesterday. It was actually ridiculous. What the fuck were the stewards thinking? Seriously, that was not anything to go by. He didn't deserve anything. That was just a simple racing fucking incident. For God's sake. I mean, you wouldn't get that in karting. You wouldn't get that in the lower levels of cars. You wouldn't get that anywhere. You know, I mean, that was a joke. I don't get it. Like, and here, do you know? Here's another thing too. I was only thinking about this when I was playing the Formula 1 game. Actually, believe it or not, in PS4, is that like what they should do? Is and they're actually making a lot of work for themselves. They should just forget about this whole track restrictions, right? Like, you know the way guys, they'll go over the white line, and if all 4 wheels are over the white line, then they get disqualified, or they get their lap taken away from them, right? Depending on whichever scenario it is. But that's what's happening now. What they should do is abandon that stupid fucking rule. Let them all go over the line, because then everybody's getting the advantage. Not 1 or 2 teams. Everyone's getting the advantage. Plus, you got less work. Like, they're creating work for themselves. Lord knows they've plenty to keep an eye out in the racing and qualifying for dirty driving and things like that. So, you know what, lads? You have enough time in your hands. Abandon your stupid fucking rules. Stop creating extra work for yourselves and let them all have the advantage. What's the problem? You know? I don't get it. Yeah, anyway. So I think, okay guys, so Baku, I think we're going to go with... Shit. I'm going to go with Verstappen. Now, I'm going to be back again anyway, guys, before we go to Baku anyway. I'm going to go with Verstappen first, Perez second, and... I'm going to go Alonso. You see, what I like about Baku is you do have to have some good solid downforce combined with the aerodynamics. You've got to get that car fucking quick down that straight, because the as you may know, guys, those fucking straights in Baku are bloody long. So it's an interesting one because it's an anti-clockwise track. So like you go into that first corner, it's tight as fuck. It's about third gear. I'm just trying to remember from the PlayStation. It's third gear. The next corner is third gear, and then you've got a huge long straight down. But like, you've got to make sure as well, you've got to have a good balance of the aero, because if you don't have enough aero on the car, like even for just braking at that speed, I mean, they're probably going into those corners at about 200, well, depending on their aerodynamics, of course, around 205, I'd say. Probably that's about an average. That's probably an average. So even braking at that speed, you need some good downforce even to just keep the car balanced too. You know, now, obviously the actual mechanical balance is most important, when I think Aston Martin have that sewn up this year, definitely. I just think the Red Bull engine has a little bit more juice in general. I think it's just a little bit of consistency. It seems that the Aston Martin car goes off a little. Not the balance, just their grip in general, their grip levels. It does. It goes down more. Here's what it is. It goes down more than the Red Bull. I think that's the main thing. It goes down more than the Red Bull. Interesting. What's going to happen? So, okay, I'm going to say Verstappen, Perez second, and fuck it, Alonso for third. Now, I'll be back in a minute, guys, before Baku, but yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Verstappen first, Perez second, Alonso third. Good surprise in the works. We're going to talk about the racetrack now next time before the actual race weekend. And we're going to go through what gears they go through, what kind of aerodynamic grip they should have for Baku, what to expect for that weekend. Upcoming news, we'll keep an eye on the Formula1.com website too. Great website, by the way, guys. You should check it out. So yeah, guys, we'll be back very, very soon. And thanks for listening. Ta-ra, loves!